Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about a Colourpop haul. I can't tell you the last time that I placed a hefty order with Colourpop, but they really pulled at my heart when they released both the Child and the That's Taupe collection. Those two just totally caught me off guard. So I have a whole overhead unboxing to share with you. I'm gonna give you all the goods. So let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, okay, here we go. Ooh, so excited. So the first thing I have is my replacement Colourpop silicone blending sponge. This sponge, I've talked about it a few times, but I don't think I've really shown you guys it up close. What it has is a silicone core in the center there. And the premise that they claim is it says that it's a reusable blending sponge with a unique silicone core that minimizes product absorption and is perfect to use with full coverage foundation. I'm not sure how true that necessarily is. I do find that unlike the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge that I'm using right now, it doesn't suck up as much product. But overall, I just really like it. So when I was placing an order, I had recently gotten rid of this one, so I wanted to get a new replacement guy. But I probably won't be using it anytime soon because I'm trying to test out a couple of other sponges in my collection and see if I like them. And if so, I'll try to get them used up. And maybe I'll save this for in between using up another sponge or something. But that was the first thing I purchased. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the rest of what I snagged just so you can see where we're headed, but I'm not gonna swatch it all in this format because it's a little bit cluttered. So I purchased the Mandalorian palette. I'm so excited about this. I wouldn't consider myself a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm a real fan of The Mandalorian. I think I've watched the first season 3 or 4 times, and I'm very excited for the new episodes for season 2 to come out. So I purchased this palette with no regrets. And then I purchased a good chunk of the That's Taupe collection that they have. So I have the palette. I also wanted to purchase a highlighter. I'll talk about why I went with a highlighter. It does break my rules. I also picked up 2 of the Supershock shadows. I haven't had any Supershock eyeshadows in quite some time. And then I also picked up a glossy lip. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the highlighter first. So when I was looking at this collection, I looked at the highlighter and I got really pulled in because I'm still on the hunt for a icy, white leaning type of highlighter. And I felt like this might accomplish that. The shade of this is called Seismic, and oh no, I just scuffed it like a bum. Oh man, that's the worst. Hold on. In case you ever needed footage of me being the true animal that I am, there you have it. I also was intrigued to want to get a Supershock highlighter because I love the one from Lancome that I have that I'm trying to pan on my project pan. I love the texture of it. I personally, surprisingly, despite the fact that I don't have very many of these in my collection, I really like liquid highlighters. I've actually panned more of those than any other highlighter in my collection, which is why I probably don't have any currently in my collection really, because I just use them up so quickly when I get them. I just love applying liquid. And I feel like the Glow Subtle one that I have from Lancome is very liquidy-like on my skin without being a liquid. So this one, look at that. It's ice. Such an icy shade. I really feel it's so soft and buttery, it almost feels wet in here. Oh yeah, I just feel like this is really what I've been after for some time, for that sort of almost icy white-esque highlight. My one cause for concern with this is that it does look in the swatch, on initial view, kind of glittery. And I'm not a glittery person, and it's not necessarily translating on camera, but it has these distinct iridescent pink turning pieces of glitter in here. So I don't know about this. It may end up becoming a eyeshadow. I don't know if I'd love it as a highlighter, but it did intrigue me enough, and seeing it on my finger there, oh, that is molten silvery liquid. I'm excited for this. Second thing I'll show you would be the Supershock Shadow Duo that came with the collection. It has Couche and Ritz in here. These I really liked the look of, and the Supershock shadows that I've had in the past, I've panned one completely, and then the other ones, I feel like at the time I didn't quite understand how to use them. I now have a better appreciation for toppers in my life, so I thought these might be nice ways to further enhance the taupe shades. So the first one I have is Couche, which I think when I was looking at the collection, people said that this either currently exists or once existed in the Colourpop realm. Ooh, I feel like you can't see it as much on camera, but there are like distinct runs of gold coming through as I'm looking at it. All right, let's go ahead and, oh yeah, this is not as watery feeling as the highlighter, but ooh, it's starting to look pretty similar. Little bit different. It's got more of like a champagne-esque look to it compared to the highlighter. It also is much more opaque. Like I can see way more of my skin coming through the highlighter than I can with the Couche shade. That's really pretty. Oh, guys, I can't wait to live my cool toned taupey dreams. I also feel like this shade could go well with my Fame palette. Oh, I could see myself really liking that. Okay, second shadow that I have is Ritz. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, that is got some serious silvery glitter running through there. Oh, yeah. I just can't wait to dip my fingers in. Ooh, that's different. That almost has like a, I feel like it's not picking up. Like it almost has a like baby puke undertone to it. I know it's not very attractive. Oh wow, that is just like glitter. Ooh, that is so pretty. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I haven't been excited for applications of makeup like this in a while. So the fact that it spoke to me made me really want to purchase things that I haven't purchased in a while, or types of eyeshadow that I haven't owned in a long time. And again, I think I'm in a different place with makeup that I can get more use out of these than maybe like 2016, 2015 Victoria did. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close these up. The one thing I do remember is that if you don't keep these super tight and locked up, they will dry out, which is no good. Ooh, I'm excited. Like I said, haven't had Supershock shadows in a while, so I'm jazzed to have two of these, and these alongside the highlight, I'm just excited for it. All right, we're gonna go with the Ultra Glossy Lip next. So I don't think I've ever had one of their glossy lips, but I've just been having such a moment with lip gloss, and I will admit, I worked diligently on panning my L'Oreal Nude lipstick, and as soon as that was done, I was happy because it was old, but I found myself feeling a yearning for more nude type lip products. I really don't have those in my collection, and this shade, which is called Rattler, seemed like it would be a nice complementary nude type of shade for me. Ooh. Oh, that's stiff. Is it supposed? Oh, okay. I guess I just broke it. I don't know. I don't know about this. I feel like it is a bit more like a orange based type of nude. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about this. I'm gonna have to apply it onto my lips. That's the one thing that's really hard for me, since I wouldn't consider myself a real connoisseur in lip products. I'm really bad at picking tones that I think are complementary to my complexion. So I don't know about this. I'll apply it, see how it goes. And I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work for me, I'll just declutter it. It's not the worst thing ever to get rid of a lip gloss that I won't necessarily get use out of if that is truly how I feel. So that's what it looks like. Not wowing me compared to the highlighter and Supershock shadows, but we'll see how it goes. All right, now we come to the piece de resistance, which is the That's Taupe Pressed Powder Palette. You guys, if you thought that I was jazzed for the Natasha Denona cool palette that she came out with, You have no idea. I squealed when I saw this come on Colourpop because I knew Natasha Denona was hard for me to resist, but that price tag really kept me away. And then when I saw this, I was like, yes, this feels like a pared down version of that palette for a fraction of the price. And that is the kind of life I want to lead. I think the packaging is pretty, but you know what's even better? Oh, the products that are on the inside. I just die. I love these shades so much. I can't wait to like dip into these. I can't wait to put these on my eyes. It's got mattes, it's got the metallics. I think if I read correctly, this shade Slated is a pressed Supershock shadow. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know, but let's just go ahead and get into this. The first one is Boa. Ooh, that is what she looks like there. This might potentially become my cream type of shadow. It might be a little bit too dark for that, but I definitely like how buttery it is. Oh, ooh, it's so pretty. The next one is Pebble Beach. Oh, you guys. Yes, look at that. Oh, they're so smooth to the touch. These feel really similar to the Fame palette that I have from Colourpop. That's sort of the only other palette I have from Colourpop that I've used on a really consistent basis. Next one is Python here. This one's a little bit dustier than the other two that I had swatched. This reminds me very much of a shade from the Fame palette. It also reminds me of Mauve from my Lorac palette, which I'm currently trying to pan. It reads, I think, on camera a little bit more tan taupe leaning, but in person, it really comes across more as like a maroon leaning shade. But still, I like Mauve from my Lorac palette, and I've nearly panned all of it, so I'm happy to have another shade version of that color. Okay, now we come to the middle row. Here's Slated. Ooh, that feels like such a thin, milled texture. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is very much of a topper type of shade. Like I can imagine I'm only gonna be able to apply that with my finger. Ooh, let's see what it looks like on top of Python. Oh, yeah. Like look at that on Python. It's so pretty. Oh, like on its own, good, but like it's not gonna do much on a standalone basis, but on top of another shade, yes. I'm sure it might even look really good on Bedrock too. Maybe we'll come back to that when I swatch Bedrock. Middle one is Snake Eyes. Now I heard a rumor, I don't know if this is true or not, that this was a pre-existing shade and this was the inspiration for the collection. That could be a pack of lies I heard somewhere and now I'm repeating it back to you, but let me know in the comments below. Oh yeah, that is just liquid right there. That could easily be a go-to lid shade for me here. Oh, this could be an easy everyday palette. Next up, Cold Blooded. Oh, also beautiful. It doesn't show up as impactful as I was expecting. Interesting. Still really pretty though. Oh yeah. And then our final row, we've got two more mattes and then another like metallic-y color. So this is Rocksteady. Ooh, this also feels dry, similar to Python. Oh, you are so gorgeous. Yeah, this is very much of a like gray maroon taupe color, like love that. Constrictor here in the middle. Ooh, it's like a greeny, like a grungy green color. Oh yeah. Depending, I'm sure, on what I pair it with, it would either read as more green or more brown based. Really, really gorgeous. And then the last one is Bedrock. Ooh, that's really smooth. It's similar to Boa and Pebble Beach. Ooh, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this color on my skin tone. I feel like sometimes these true chocolate colors don't always go super well with my complexion, oddly enough. Like I think it looks too dark, a little bit too stark. But let's see what Slated looks like on top of that. Oh yeah, that makes it way more wearable. Like I could definitely maybe use this for a lid color, whereas before I would think of this only as a crease shade, and if it didn't work in the crease, I probably would just write it off as a shade, but I really like those two together. So I have a good appreciation for Slated in the sense that on its own, it's just all right, it doesn't really do much for me. But when I mix it with other darker colors here, it really makes those darker colors much more sort of interesting and gives more complexity to the range within the palette. So, ooh, you guys, this, I'm here for it. I have no regrets right now about purchasing this palette. I think it was truly made for me and I'm looking forward to playing with it. I think it checks off a lot of boxes that I've been wanting in my eyeshadow palette collection that I don't feel like I had encased in one eyeshadow palette. So real jazzed about this. All right, let us say goodbye for now to the That's Taupe palette and make way instead for the second eyeshadow palette I purchased, which is the Mandalorian. Listen, I know we talked moments ago that with the Taupe palette, I told you I don't really go ham for packaging, but this packaging is so special. I love the commitment to the theme and I love the shades inside of it. Don't get me wrong. As much as I love the show and I love the way they package this, I would not have purchased this if I didn't think the eyeshadow palette itself, the colors in here were shades that I wanted. But the child just looks freaking awesome and I think they did a nice job with it. And then I also appreciate that there's a mirror. The other eyeshadow palettes that I have from Colourpop don't have mirrors in them. And when I travel, which I considered traveling to Maine to see my family, which is what I do most often, to be traveling. And I do need a mirror when I do my makeup there. So this is nice to have. But look at the shades. They are so amazing. I feel like we talked about a while ago the fact that I love green eyeshadows, but I have not yet found a green eyeshadow formula that I think jives for me, like the tones jive with what I'm after. And what I appreciate about this is it's not too brown green leading. I feel like sometimes the greens are so dark that they just end up looking brown on me, and that's not what I'm after. So let's go ahead and dig in. This looks amazing. Very first shade here is Precious Cargo. Ooh, that is buttery. Ooh, it looks like a duochrome. Oh, I can't not put my finger all up in that. Yes. Ooh, I like that it leans gold. Oh, that's really, really pretty. But if you like move my finger around here, I'm also picking up on some like pinky purple. I don't feel like the camera is capturing it, but that's really gorgeous. Big fan of that. This then has Right Hand Mando. Stop it. This definitely feels drier compared to Precious Cargo. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty green lid color. I feel like it's not, like it's green, but it's not lime green, like yellowy green. Like I just think that's so pretty. It has almost like a gold type of effect to it where it feels like if you don't look too closely, it can just come across as gold. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then I have just like a Tatooine. Ooh, that's a good transition shade there. Ooh, yeah, I feel like that, these two together could look real pretty. Even Precious Cargo, let's see if Precious Cargo, how that might look on top of. Oh yeah, that could be gorgeous. Like I could see myself putting this in the crease and on my lid and then putting Precious Cargo on top of it, just specifically on my lid. Oh man, the creativity I feel with both of these new palettes is something I haven't experienced in a while with eyeshadow. I'm very excited. Okay, sipping soup. Every scene where the child is sipping soup just gives me life. Ooh, this is more of like a true like Kermit the Frog type of metallic green. That is pretty though. It almost has like a gold tealy vibe to it. Ooh. Oh, I like that one. The next one, this is where I kind of hesitated a little bit with the palette. It's Babyface. I mean, it's super fitting for the theme. I just don't know if this kind of pastel color is gonna look okay on me. But if in this palette of 9, if only 8 of them are jiving with me, that is okay. I have had palettes with fewer shades that I've jived with that I've still kept around. I'm still curious what Precious Cargo would look like over that. It's all right. Doesn't send me over the moon the way mixing it with Jessica Tattooni did. Shade number 6, The Force. This is a little messy in the way that it's pressed in the palette, but it also doesn't feel like it's super sturdy in there, but that's okay. Ooh, wow. Talk about a true like green gold-esque shade there. Oh, wow. That's grungy. I like that. This reminds me of a shade that I have in my, I think it's the Atlantis or Artemis. It's the Natasha Denona dupe palette that I purchased. I can't remember the name of it, but I feel like there's a shade like this in there. It doesn't look like this in the pan though. It looks different, but it reads the same as a swatch. Ooh, that's nice. All right, our final row, we have Little Frog. Not really a fan of this type of shadow. It's, I guess what people say in the eyeshadow world, it's a sequin shadow. I never knew that's what it was called, but it's basically a matte shadow with glitter flecked through it. You guys have probably seen me in a number of palettes remove shades like that. I especially hate it when it's like a black that they mix that, glitter sequin pattern with. Not my jam. But Little Frog, it's okay. Yeah, here's why I don't like these. As I swatch this, what's moving around is that silver glitter. Like that's just gonna fall out and then stick onto my under eye area. And even if I wait to do my foundation until after my eyeshadow makeup, which is what I normally do, I still can't get glitter like that off. And then I just have glittery under eyes, and it's not a look that I appreciate anyways. So yeah, that shade's not really doing it for me, but I'll probably apply it and still see how it goes before making a final decision. Then we have Float Your Crib. Stop. Ooh, that didn't really pick up. Let's try again. Interesting. That's not really, I don't know about this one. This feels dry, a little bit patchy. I'm also like getting silver glitter mixed into it because that's how the Little Frog is gonna be, I guess. I don't know, maybe that one will apply better than it's swatching, but the swatch isn't really crushing it for me. So far, the bottom row, not really nailing it. The last one that we have is Droid Protocol. That one feels similar to top shade here. Ooh, that's very much a maroon brown shade. Yeah, I mean, it goes well with what we have in the palette. Like you need something like this to deepen everything up, but I don't know, this is really doing it for me more so than this shade is, but I may have a better appreciation for it as I start to make looks with this. So here we have my Mandalorian, the Child palette. Look at this. And oh, let me go ahead, peel off. Ooh, so satisfying. Look how cute he is. Like this palette. Hello, this palette. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about things I am most excited to least excited about. Okay, so here's everything that I purchased in this Colourpop haul. We'll start with least exciting and go up to most exciting. I think least exciting is my repurchase, which is the silicone sponge. Like this is just a practicality purchase. I do like this sponge, don't get me wrong. It's definitely my go-to like favorite sponge of the moment, but I'm not like jazzed to have purchased this compared to other things. The number 6 item that I have is, I'd say this, the Glossy Lip in Rattler. I'm not convinced this is a shade I'm gonna like. I'm totally judging a book by its cover here. Maybe I'll love it once it's on my face, but initial thought, I'm not quite sure. I'm not convinced this is gonna be the nude that I was hoping it to be. So this slides into second to last place. I think next up would have to be Ritz. I like the idea of this. It's gonna be a nice shadow topper, but I think that in regards to usage, I think right now this will likely be something that gets the least amount of usage in the new eyeshadow things that I have purchased. I'm gonna make that one here. I think I'm gonna put the highlighter next in the least of lower ranking excitement. I am excited for this in theory, but I feel like the glitter-esque nature of this might be something that I'm not looking for in a highlight. I'm looking for more of like a sheen and not a glitter-based sheen. Again, judging it preemptively, I have no idea what it will look like on my actual face. So I'm not convinced this is gonna become a new go-to highlighter for me. Then I'm gonna go with this. I like this single eyeshadow color, Couche. I think it's a nice color. I just think I'm gonna rank it a little bit lower because I tend to be an eyeshadow palette person. I tend to gravitate more towards eyeshadow palettes than singles, but we'll see how I get on with this. Okay, now we come to my 2 palettes. Ooh. I like these both for different reasons, and I'm excited creatively for different reasons for these. I don't know. This one, I like the shades in here. They're different. It's very different from my collection, and I feel like it is the green palette that I'm looking for, but there were some shades that like swatch-wise disappointed me, and then I have my That's Taupe palette. Oh, can you even? This is the cool toned lover's dream. I love this. I love this. And even though I feel like a couple of these shades, like Python is not very unique. I know I have a couple of these in my collection, and Bedrock could prove to be hit or miss. I think in the end, don't tell the child, I think in the end, That's Taupe is the front runner and the Mandalorian palette comes second, because this is just something that I think I, top to bottom, will gravitate towards, and swatched wise, didn't feel like there were any colors that were really like disappointing, but I feel like the Mandalorian palette gave me a couple of colors that left me wanting more in regards to swatches. So here it is. These are the breakdowns for most excited about purchasing to still excited, but not as excited about this. So that's it. Thank you for being here for my first ever overhead filming. It was not easy to get the setup going, and I hope to get better at filming like this. If you have any overhead video requests, please let me know in the comments below. Like, I'm ready to swatch everything on camera with this setup, but please, if you have any priority requests, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.